All right, so welcome everyone to our session today, Sunday. Yesterday we went through the Markdown, how we can use Markdown to basically write a document. Today we'll be able to see how we can use Vscode. And I just make Lukman co-host. I wanted for us today to start seeing how we can customize our profile, GitHub profile, but time is against us. Let me see if we can finish the Vscode setup. If there is more time, then Lukman will do the final part on customizing GitHub profile. Right. Okay. So what we'll be doing today, if we go to here, Vscode for data science, when we click it, so we will be covering something like this, how we can use Vscode. Yes, last year we have the recording for the session as well. You can watch that, but we'll add the recording for this year here. Another information is because this is something new, we are still updating the content of this course, but we'll be using this book as a reference book called Python Crash Course 3rd edition, hands-on this. This is kind of the book we'll use as reference. And the book is available here on our GitHub repository. If you come to here, I guess, you can see the book here. This is the book. If you click this one here, you'll be able to see the book. Yeah, Python Crash Course, a hands-on project-based introduction and 3rd edition. You can download the book by clicking here, download file, or if you click here, you will be able to download the book. But also if you clone the whole repository, and so the book will be inside the repository, right? So, and as well, we update the content of the outline we'll be doing. So from next week, we'll be getting started, introduction to Python, setting up the environment, running first Python program. On Saturday, on Sunday, we discuss this chapter. So you can see each day we have the stuff we want to discuss based on the content, right? We'll also, for example, this one, the first one will be based on the chapter 1 of the book. Yeah, chapter 1 of this book, if you look at it here, this is how the book is: getting started, variable, introduction, working list, if dictionary. So our structure of the book, this stuff is structured like that. So if we were gonna do Saturday introduction, then we expect you as a reference to read chapter 1 of the book. So this is a very good book, which will not only allow you to do something cram, or no, this is something like project based where you are doing and implementing something yourself. So I will urge you, even before our next week class, please go and read, because next class, Saturday, will cover 2 things, getting started and variable, which is chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the book. So go and cover chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the book. Yeah, just read it. When we come to the class, you'll understand more better. So this is chapter 1, getting started. It will take you, as you can see, it has a lot of, we already did this kind of installation, but we'll go over any question and how you can run Python program. So this is it. At the end of the day, you can see there are some try it yourself, which you will need to practice and other stuff. So this is it, just to tell you what we'll be doing. But before that, let me just kind of icebreaker to understand what we did. Can we all try to, who can tell us what is repository? Can you, in data science, what is repository? Can you write your response? You can use a QR code here or use this code. Write your response. What is the term repository? So this is just kind of icebreaker for us to make sure. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, a repository is kind of folder, right? But in the language we have, we have in data science, when we say a repository, we mean a folder, right? I haven't seen any response. Can you, oh, you cannot share. Can you type, use this code? Right. Can you be able to use the Mentimeter? Okay, let's go to the next one. So what is the difference between Git and GitHub? Git and GitHub. If you can write the response using Mentimeter, everyone will see your answer, and that will be quite useful. Mm-hmm. How do we use the Mentimeter code, please? I thought yesterday we used the Mentimeter, right? Visit this website, type this code, and you'll be able to see this question and type the answer. Yes. So somebody is saying Git is a version control system. Okay. That allow developers to track changes in their code, right? GitHub is a web-based. Exactly. This is exactly yeah, Git is a version control that allow developers to control, but GitHub is a web-based hosting site that for Git repository. Okay. So let's look at what is the difference between cloning repository and forking repository. Anybody knows this one? What is the difference between clone and fork repository? Can anybody tell us what the difference between to fork a repository and clone repository? There are two different things in the data science. What is the difference between? So it means nobody know what is the difference between the two. So we know that if we want to clone a repository, we click here and we do this and we go to our terminal and say git clone, right? But we have another thing called fork. Can we see fork repository? So what this means fork repository is that because this, you can see this repository is an REO data science repository. When you fork a repository, it means you take the content of all the repository and take it to your account. Let me show you. You can see this is my account, Shamsuddin, right? So when I fork this repository, fork, I fork it and say create a fork. So now this repository is coming to my own GitHub account. So you can see if I go to my own repository now, my repository. So you can see now I have this repository, right? Python programming. You can see the repository. You can see forked from REO data science. Forked from REO data science. So right now I have the GitHub repository forked from REO data science, right? Now, let me show you something. What about now if I update the REO data science repository? So for example, let me show you this. If I update the REO data science repository, so maybe I update the REO data science repository here. I added something. Each student must complete all the project in this course. So changes. So you can see now I updated the REO data science Python programming fellowship, right? Now, remember I forked the repository. Now it is my own repository, which is a copy of REO data science. It's not the same because I make some changes in the original REO data science. How can you sync the one you fork? So you can say sync fork. Can you see that? Sync fork. So you can see here when I go, because this is inside under my SH Muhammad that I fork. So you can see here there is no that changes that I have here. Each student must complete all project, but there is no that thing in this course. Can you see? Let's go back in this course. So if I want to do that to make sure that everything is up to date, I will go and say sync fork. Can you see that? So when you sync the repository, it will, when you sync repository, it will actually be, yeah, can you see update branch? So when I see update, so now when I go there, you can see in this course, you can see I update my repository, right? So this is what we call fork, meaning you take somebody's or repository and bring it into your account so that you can look at other stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, cloning is having a replica of the online version. Do we understand cloning, forking repository? Yeah. Do we understand what is the meaning of forking repository?
Yes, sir, we do that.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the difference between forking repository and cloning repository. Remember, you just clone something and bring it into your account. Okay. Yeah. Many people. Cloning is direct copy of your repo or someone repo. Yeah. Okay. Cloning is to create a local copy on an existing file, where forking create new. Oh no. All right. Let's move on. So what command can we use to clone a repository? Can somebody help us? What command can we use to clone a repository? What command can we use to clone a repository? Git clone only? Git clone only, or there is something after git clone? Okay, yeah, git clone link. Yeah, so this somebody tell us git clone link. Yeah, git clone and put the link. That is how we clone a repository. So what git commit message does? Can somebody help us to tell us what git commit and message does? Okay, commit to save the changes made. Okay, something like that. Okay. What about git full? Can somebody tell us what git full does? Git full. Git full. Updated repository, all right? Git full is to update repository. Okay. Okay. No, somebody said push changes to the GitHub. No, that is not git full. Git full meaning to update the content of repository. All right. Okay, so we just recap what we done. Let's see what we can do today. So today we will dive into how we can use VS Code to do data science. The first thing we see, VS Code is free and very popular for open source tool that can be used for data science. Why do we say it's popular? Because some tools are not popular. You need to pay to get those tools, but VS Code are free and very popular. And one interesting thing with VS Code is there is Jupyter Notebook is in it. You can use Jupyter Notebook inside VS Code. That is something very good as well. It does have what we call multiple support for languages and extensions. So all these are good features for VS Code. Let's dive into what we can use VS Code. So let's go all to our VS Code. Open our VS Code. If you are with your VS Code, open it quickly. Let's go on together. Open your VS Code. Let's go on together. So that what we'll be doing, you'll be doing the same thing. Everyone is doing the same thing. So this is our VS Code, right? This is our VS Code. This is our VS Code. What I want to show us first is theme. So if we go here, you can see here, right? Manage. We have something account. We have something manage, right? Let me make this bold. We have something here called account. Here we have manage. Now, when you see this, my VS Code here, you can see is black, right? But you can choose to change the theme of your VS Code. You can come to theme. Can you see theme? You can say, okay, color. You can select, I'm using GitHub Dark. You can say Dracula. You can see I changed the theme, right? You can go over and say, no, I don't want this theme. I want, dark, something like this. You can go over and say, okay, no, I don't want this theme. Dracula, something like that. So let's try and see if we can change the theme of our VS Code. And if you have any question or any issue that you cannot change the theme, let us know. Okay. Okay, so we have seen how to change the theme first on your VS Code, right? But then you can have multiple ways. The first thing is, can you click on manage this one? Go to here called command palette. Command palette, right? Command palette, right? When you click command palette, it will open something like this. I can type theme. If it opens something like this, type theme, for example, it can theme. With that, okay. Click command palette. So command palette in VS Code, any task you want to do, any action you want to do in VS Code, you can do that thing through command palette. Instead for us, for example, to click here, change the theme and select theme, for example, you can, do many other stuff. So one thing is go to command palette. I think change theme, is it theme? Theme, appearance, color theme. When I say color theme, you can see I have many themes, right? So you can say, okay, I want to, can you see I changed this one, right? So this is how you do it. Click here, command palette, theme, I say color theme, I say theme, and it put me preference color theme, yes, color theme. So when you see color theme, you can select many other things, you want any themes you want. So this is the theme, for example, I want. So this is how you set up your theme. In fact, if you don't want to go to command palette, there is a shortcut. Look at the shortcut here in your computer. For example, for me in my computer, it's something like this. You can check your shortcut. It may not be the same with your with a Mac. Look at this shortcut. So instead for always to go to this here command palette, you can always type your shortcut and come here and create, go whatever function you want to do. All right. So that's the first one.
Sir, please, where is the command palette that you are talking about?
Okay. Can you, do you have computer on your computer? Are you working on computer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in my VS Code now.
Okay. Can you see what I'm seeing here? Can you see what is called command palette?
Okay, under settings.
That's what I was saying. Go to settings. Here, this is something called command palette. Click on this command palette. When you click on command palette, something may pop up here. So you can change anything you want in command palette. So command palette is the central location to perform any task on VS Code. So yeah, Falalu is telling us is control plus shift plus P. Control plus.
Yes, if you are working with Windows, yes.
Yeah, in my computer, if you are working with Mac, it's Command Shift P, Command Shift P, Command Shift P, right? So that's the first one. Now, if you have done that, the next thing we're gonna do is we want to install many extensions. That is why here we said VS Code, it has a lot of extension that allow one of the powerful feature for VS Code. It has a lot of extension. So what we can do here is we change them. We will start installing what we call VS Code extensions. So what are VS Code extensions? VS Code extensions are nothing but if we come to VS Code data science, this is you can see some of the editors that I use: VS Code, Visual Studio, PyCharm. All these one are editors that I use in data science. But you can see VS Code, 78% of people are using it. So you cannot compare VS Code, for example, with Sublime, with Nano or Atom, other stuff, or Jupyter Lab or Jupyter Notebook. You cannot compare with VS Code. But VS Code has. So these are some of a lot of advantage of that. We can install many extensions. The first one we want to install, you can see this one here called extensions. Click here, extensions, click on it. Go here, click extension. You must have an internet to install. When you come here, you can see something search extension. So this is just like Marketplace where you can install many extensions. The first one we want to install is click Python data science. Click Python data science. When you click Python data science, you can see Python, an extension pack for data science from who? You can see Microsoft, meaning this extension is created by Microsoft. You can see another on Microsoft. So any person that create an extension, you see the name, the developer. So this is it. Python data science. This is extension from Microsoft. You can click on it and install. But when you click here, you can see this extension pack contains many things. Number one, when you come here, okay, yeah, you can see that this extension will install 4 things. Jupyter, will install Python, will install something called Data Wrangler, will install something called GitHub Copilot, 4 things. However, if we don't want to install the pack, meaning a pack means it consists of 4 things packed together that allow you to do this. But let us go and install one by one. So don't click that one. Click Python. You can see something from Microsoft Python. Install it. So let me uninstall it. Uninstall this. So I'm installing. So I install it now. So click on it. So for example, here you can see this one is not installed. If I install here, I will install. But if you type Python now, type Python only and install the first one that is from Microsoft. That is your first task. Do this.
So please, I didn't see my extension. I'm in my Vscode.
Right. Okay, can you see this? Can you see this sign? If you cannot see the sign, right click on Vscode here, put your cursor here, right click. And when you right click, click on extension. When I remove extension here, I will not see extension here where I can go. Right click extension. So you'll be able to see it.
I've seen it. Thank you, sir.
So now we install Python. That is the first one. Number 2, type Jupyter. Install the second one, Jupyter from Microsoft. Install Jupyter from Microsoft. That is the second one. Just install the second one. Microsoft. Install Jupyter from Microsoft. That is 2 extension.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I think we have a class with you where we installed those packs already.
Those are different, so don't mind those one you install.
Okay.
Yes. This is extension.
So, excuse me, sir. Me too. Also, I am seeing that the other ones that has been installed in recent times.
Okay, let me explain something. We already installed Python on our computer. Now, what we are installing here, the Python we are installing here. So Vscode is multipurpose, editor. You can use Vscode for Python. You can use Vscode for C++. You can use Vscode for Java and everything. But for your Vscode to support Python, you need to install extension so that Vscode will understand Python. If you don't install this Vscode extension, Vscode will not understand this extension. So this extension is telling Vscode, please, anywhere you see Python code, understand it. For example, now if I want to use C++ on Vscode, I need to come and install extension for C++. Does that make sense? So extension allow you to use capability of many other sub. Yes, Nazir?
So we have already installed the Python data science you initially shown. Do you need to reinstall the whole package?
No. If you install that one, it means you install the package. You install full package. It's okay. So you don't need to come and install all this one by one. So which is good, right? Python data science.
Okay, sir. Well,
So because Python data science, you can see it has four pack. It will install Jupyter, and it will turn Python. It will install something called Data Wrangler, and it will install something GitHub Copilot. So let's install Data Wrangler. Data Wrangler.
So here from my own, it's showing me configure settings to be overridden for the Python language. Edit settings for Python. My Vscode.
Type in the chat. Type in the chat. Data Wrangler. We have something called Data Wrangler. Install it. When you install that one, we have GitHub Copilot. Install GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot.
Naman biro da Allah.
Copilot.
Ban da Allah.
So you can see we have, if you.
So the GitHub Copilot, which one specifically are we to choose?
The first one. Okay, no. GitHub Copilot, this one, GitHub Copilot. You are AI peer programmer. You are
okay,
AI
sir.
peer programmer. Okay, now we have seen, let's see another extension. IntelliCode. Install this one, IntelliCode. IntelliCode. Can you see it? So this is, tool, extension that allow you to, suggest something using AI. For example, when you run to write something, it will suggest it will suggest or autocomplete using AI. Install IntelliCode. You can install this one, AI assisted development. You can also install IntelliCode completion. They are all from Microsoft. Yes. Also install Markdown. Markdown. This one, can you see Markdown? Markdown, right? So Markdown, install these ones, install this one, Markdown all in one. Install Markdown all in one. I'm writing in the chat. Okay, I'm
sorry
going
to give you a little bit back.
Okay.
For that IntelliCode, which one do you say that we should install specifically?
IntelliCode. Install this one.
AI assisted development.
And you can install this one, IntelliCode completion.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So the purpose for IntelliCode, whenever you click on extension, if you want to understand what that extension does, read here. You can see future details. Okay, this extension provides AI assisted development. So the details about that extension is written here. Install Markdown. You install this one, Markdown all in one. Markdown all in one. I type in the chat. Markdown all in one. Markdown all in one. Yeah, you can install both of IntelliCode. Markdown all in one. This is just installation. You can install something called Python Project Manager, Python Environment Manager, Python Environment Manager, Environment Manager. Can you see this one? Python Environment Manager. Install it. Python Environment Manager. I type in the chat. Python Environment Manager. Python Environment Manager.
So we are to the second one.
Python Environment Manager. Yes, this one. Python Environment Manager. I put the name in the chat. Install it. Okay. So I think we are okay by installing this extension. In fact, there are over, I think, I don't know the number of extensions available in GitHub Vscode, but these are enough for you to get started using Vscode for data science.
So please, can you mention the name of the extension so that we can make notes of the one that we didn't install?
Sorry?
I said, can you please mention the name of the extensions so that we note the one we didn't install.
Okay. We'll write them.
Or if possible, sir, can you please just paste it in the chat so that we can copy?
Yeah, that's what you mean. Okay. I think we have, yeah, there is GPT as well. All right. Are we set? Have we installed that? If you install the extension, you are good to go. The next thing is connect your Vscode to GitHub. Let us connect our Vscode to GitHub. Okay, whatever you are doing, just listen up and look at what I will do. Click here. You'll be able to see GitHub or connect. I don't know what is there. Maybe let me sign out. Will you be able to see GitHub? When you see GitHub, what can you see when you click here? Connect to GitHub.
We can't see GitHub. What we see is backup and synchronize settings, turn on cloud changes, turn on remote tunnel access, sign in with GitHub to use GitHub.
Yes, okay. Yeah, click on sign on with GitHub. Sign on with GitHub. It will take you to your GitHub account and you follow all the process to click. Sign on with GitHub. I already, maybe I can sign out, I think, so that, let me sign out maybe, let me sign out so that, I'm signing out. So, yeah, I already have this sign on. Can you see if you can see the GitHub, click on it and go and sign in. Yeah, if you can see your GitHub, yeah, sign in with GitHub, then click on that sign in with the GitHub. It will take you to your browser. Then put the login detail of your GitHub and sign in. Click here. You can see here, click here. When you click here, you see sign in with GitHub. So click that sign in with GitHub. It will take you to your GitHub, to the browser, then sign in with your GitHub account until you see something like this. Let's search my GitHub. You can see I signed in already. So I want you to also, you are on to, okay, Nazir Sani is done.
Sir, mine, I'm seeing just like your own, like this. Not any sign. I'm seeing just like your own, like this.
Okay, you sign in then already, right? You can see, if you sign in, you will be able to see your username.
Okay, yes, I've seen it.
Okay, good. So you sign in. Okay, done. Great, great. Great. If you have done so, that's cool. You need to have your Vscode, you sign in into the GitHub, so that you will be able to push something from Vscode and other stuff. So you need to do that. Okay, have you all done that?
Yes, sir. I have already done that.
I have a problem with my Vscode. I cannot see the where to sign in. Only setting the account option is disappear.
Okay, so but many other people I can see here, they have seen sign in with GitHub here, and they click, and when they click, it takes them to browser and they sign into GitHub. So what I want to do now is this. Go to your computer, anywhere on your computer, and create a folder. So let me go to my computer and create a folder. Go to anywhere in your computer. I'm going to a folder in my computer here. I'm creating a folder called Ariwa Data Science. Ariwa Data Science Training. Can you see the folder I created? Ariwa Data Science Training. Can you see that? Can you see a folder I created in my computer?
Yes, sir. Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. So when you create anywhere on your computer, create a folder. I want to show you something. Create a folder on your computer. Give it a name. Okay. Now, when you give it a name, go to File here on your Vscode. File. Let's go all to File. Open folder. Open folder. Open. Can you see that? Open folder. When you click on Open folder, I will go to where I save that folder on my computer because it's inside the RODS, and now open.
So please, why do you see the file?
Which file?
You say in our Vscode. I didn't see it.
Okay. What I said is this. Go to anywhere on your computer, maybe desktop, and create a folder. I create the folder called RODS Training. Go to your desktop and create a folder called RODS Training, something like that. Do you understand?
Sorry, just a normal folder, right?
How many? Yes, we have normal folder, just normal folder, you know. When I say folder, just normal folder, you know, on your computer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just create a folder. Anything is called folder, create a folder on your computer. So when I say create a folder, you already now create a folder on your computer. You know where you create that folder. I don't know. You know where you create. Now go to File. Here, File. Can you see a file? Then click Open Folder. So when I come to Open Folder, I navigate to where I create that folder, RODS, and then I click on Open. So you can see my folder, I created it. I open it, but nothing inside that folder, right? Nothing inside this folder, right? Okay. Now, I want to start creating file inside the folder. So you can see that new file. This is called new folder. This is called refresh. This is called class. So I want to create a new file. New file. So I create this new file. Jupyter. Let me write Jupyter. Can you see that? But our file that we want to work on to do data science, we want to use what is called Jupyter Notebook. But Jupyter Notebook file extension is IPYMB. So type example, example1 dot IPYMB, example1 dot IPYMB. So you can see I create an example. Yes, Nafisa Aliyu.
Okay, sir. This place, after you have created the folder and bring it, like you import it from the desktop, then this place that you wrote Jupyter.ipy. Let's assume I'm just being curious. Let's assume I want to work on C++.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a place that I'm going to write the file extension for C++, or
yes.
is that place just for Jupyter Notebook?
No, so the first thing is here we are doing Python. So if you want to use C++, for example, I can say Python, Python. If I want to work on Python, Python has extension .py. So this shows that this is Python file. So here I create a Python file .py. Let me ask you, what is the extension of C++ if you have a file is C++? What is the extension of C++ file?
Actually, I didn't know. I'm just being curious. Like, I thought
it's main.
CPP, sir. So the first thing is, no matter what the extension or what kind of programming language is, Vscode will work with that, provided you install the extension for that language. So if we write CPP here, can you see that? Because I already have the the extension. If you create this, you'll not be able to see something like that. So let's not dive into something different. You can do any extension you want. Any extension you want, you can work with that. It will work, provided you install the relevant extension. Because I already installed the Python extension here, that is why you can see Vscode here, Python here. Because I already installed the Jupyter extension, that is why it allowed me to create the Jupyter file here. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So now we create a folder. We create a files, right? This is Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is kind of way for us to do data science that allow us to write Python code and iterate and see the output and do other stuff, right? Let's look at this. You can see I said create a folder. Yes, we already create, right? Now, I just want us to make sure that everyone create this folder. Create a file called example.ipymb. When I create this file with the MPI, you can see here it changes to something like Markdown. So I can click here, Markdown. Can you see that? I can say, okay, this introduction to Python, right? So when I say this is introduction to Python, I can say, okay, this is Markdown. I click here. You can see here it changes. You can see this is Markdown. Remember the Markdown we did yesterday, right? So now we started looking at something that we can do. So here I can click here again. I can say, okay, this is a Python tutorial for beginners. It covers the basic of Python programming, Python this, and this all will cover this following. All right, so look at this. So this is what we call, notebook. And remember, yesterday we discussed how to write, a Markdown, right? This is a Markdown. You can see how we do create a link. You can see how create a paragraph. So for example, here, this is a sentence, and this is another sentence. So you can see if we click here, this is a paragraph, right? Paragraph. We'll come back to this later, but just to let you know that this is something called Markdown. This is something called Markdown. But for people that are wondering, when I just type this, something start coming. You can see here, I just write introduction to Python, and some English automatically started coming, right? English. Can you see that? Can you see that? So this is something that relates to prediction. So what this means is that because I already have some AI integrated in my Jupyter notebook, that's why it's predictive. So the thing you install, for example, in IntelliCode, this IntelliCode that you install, for example, provide ASC development feature for Python, and all this one, you'll need video. So this one is kind of, AI assisted that try to predict other stuff. But I install what is called GitHub Copilot as well. So this is something that is so remarkable. The one you install, Copilot, GitHub Copilot. Can you see this one? GitHub Copilot. So this is the one that is, actually making prediction of what we want to write. But as I said before, IntelliCode, that one first is free. IntelliCode, this is something free, but GitHub Copilot is not free. GitHub Copilot is not free. How can you get access to it? That's a good question. That's a good question. If you are a student, you can go to Copilot students. You can come to GitHub. They have what is called GitHub Student Pack Developer, right? They will, okay, let me GitHub Education. So you can, they will give you, when you sign up on GitHub for Education, they'll give you GitHub Copilot free. Can you see GitHub Copilot to learn better to do programming? So I will drop this one in the chat. You can follow, actually, if you are interested, to go and request and get access to GitHub Copilot. But this is not necessary for you guys. I'm just giving you because I want to learn, I want to do programming faster. That is why I have it. So if you are a student or if you are a lecturer and you have university email account, so you can request for that. So we are not here to do that, but just to tell you what is happening when you see something like magic is coming. But let's go back. So now we have created folder and we created two files, Jupyter Notebook. So anything you can see with IPYNB is called Jupyter Notebook. Anything with .py is Python file, right? Any question? Okay, so you remember we already...
Yes, sir.
Yes? Yes? Okay, remember...
I was lost at the place of Greek.
Okay, so you remember we have been seeing GitHub, terminal, right? So you can use your terminal from Vscode. No longer to open, no longer for you to open, the command line and other stuff. You can do everything in Vscode. How can we do that? Can you see here called terminal? Can you see terminal here on the top? Terminal, right? Terminal on the top. Click on it.
Okay, sir. If I understand your point, then that means for now we are no longer going to be using command line for our execution of tasks. We are just going to be using VS Code for that purpose.
No. I'm giving you an option. You can use whatever you like. I'm just giving you an
okay.
Yeah. So because maybe you don't want to go to command line and come back to VS Code. You want to do everything in single, So go to terminal, select new terminal, right? When you select new terminal, you will see something like this. Can you see it? Terminal. So here I can do all my, my terminal that I was using. So you can see here when you are programming, you can have your terminal ready. You can have your terminal ready. You have your terminal. you can have your terminal and you can have your code here. You are working with your terminal and whatsoever. So you can see I can do that ls, you can see that print working directory. You remember print, you can see, right? If you are in this project called RODS and you want to work on this, so you can right click on this folder, any file, and say open in terminal, open in integrated terminal, open in integrated terminal. When I click that, you can see I'm inside the folder RODS training. Can you see that RODS training? Meaning that everything that I will do, if I do ls, it will show me the current file inside this folder RODS training. Let me clear ls. Can you see that? How many files do I have inside this folder? I have example.ipymb, python.py. Can you see? We see that, right? You can see print working directory. To show you print working directory, you can see I'm inside which folder? RODS training, right? Right. So just to let you know, you can use both your terminals using, Vscode and your terminal using any other command line tool. But for me, I don't even like open my, command line tool. I'm only using my terminal. If I'm in project, I use this terminal. So now we understand two things, right? The first, let me come back. I said, let us go and create any folder on our computer, right? I create a folder on my desktop, for example, called RO Data Science. Now, when I created that folder, I go to file, I went to file, open folder, right? Open folder. When I create open folder, I select this one and then send open this folder, right? I open it. So when I open it, it is new. Nothing is there. Let me delete all this stuff. Let me delete them. So I open them. So let's go back, open folder. I click open folder. I click RO Data Science. You can select any folder you have. I open it. You can see I open the folder, which is RODS training. You can see nothing is inside, right? So I want to create a file, Jupyter, called Jupyter.ipymb. I want to create another file called Python file. I can say Python.py. So this extension, the first one, Jupyter, whenever you have the IPYMB, that is Jupyter Notebook. So you can start, when you create a Jupyter Notebook, on the top, you will see something like this, Markdown, code, generate. If you have AI, Copilot installed, you will be able to see generate. If you don't have Copilot installed, you'll not be able to see generate. Only Markdown and code you'll be able to see. We will see these features next. But now what I just want to tell us, if you want to write Markdown, you click here, Markdown, and you start writing your Markdown stuff, okay? This Python programming class. Okay, and then I can write something, introduction, all this stuff, you can see. So, yeah. So this is Markdown, all right? And then I would say, okay, this is Markdown, and you'll be able to basically, so this is Markdown file. You can see this one, click here, it shows you here, right? Yeah, the meeting is recorded. Somebody is asking, how do you open Integrator's terminal? I don't know what you are doing because like we have been saying how to do this. You go to terminal, you can see terminal, right? If you go to terminal, you can say new terminal. It opens your terminal. I have shown this one already. You can see that. Else, if you don't want to go this way, you can go to the folder where you want to open your terminal in. You can go to the folder. I'm inside the folder. You can click, in any file. You can or any inside the folder, and you can say open in integrated terminal. Can you see that? Open integrated terminal. So you can see now I'm inside the terminal. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. Any question? So let's
Hello,
go.
sir.
Yes, go on.
is there any way that we can create folder in the VS Code apart from going to
Yep. She's asking us, is there any way for us to create a folder? So here I'm inside RODS training folder. Yeah. So you can see this one is called folder. So I can create another folder inside it. Here I can see second folder. Can you see that? Inside this folder, if I want to create another one, I can do that. I can see another folder. So you can create a folder, and inside this folder, I can create a file, sample.python or .ipynb. You can see that, right? So let's look at the structure of a Jupyter Notebook. Let's click here. Let's click this one. When you click this one, it allows you to write anything markdown. Let me say Python programming. So when you type this and you want to show the Jupyter Notebook, I can say switch this one to okay, this is Markdown. I say, okay, this is Markdown. You can see this comma tick, you can tell it. So this one, it shows here, right? If I wanted to delete this stuff, I can click here, delete, it will be deleted, right? Now, if I want to write something, I can say, okay, this is our session for learning Jupyter. And then click this one. You can see this is it, right? If I want to create another subsection, you can see I can put this one. I can put it this one. Learning Python. I can now say, okay, you can click this one. You can see this is something like that, right? But what about if you want to write code? Remember, when I type this one here, type this one here, you can see here there is something called Markdown, right? Markdown. Make sure this is Markdown, right? Markdown. But what if you want to create some, Python file? So you create this code. Code allow you to create Python file. So you can come here and say, okay, this is Python I want to create. Can you see Python, right? Python. Can you see Python? You say, okay, this is Python I want to have. So it means you can have the combination of Python, your code, and also English. So this is make it easy and good for you to teach somebody, to teach people. While you are, that is even the idea. Combining the English text and your code is what we call literate programming. And it's good for teaching. You can, write something, let's learn something and type it and your code. So I can type something, print, and can type my, Python code. Oh, I can say, okay, what can I say? A is equals to 1, B equals to 2. Then I can say print A plus B, right? Print A plus B. You can see here. Let's do that, everyone. Let's do this. A equals to 1, B equals to 2, and print A plus B. And type this one. You can see there is something here that allow you to run the code, to execute the code, right? Allow you to execute the code. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, before you run any Python code, you must select a kernel here. Go to here in your Jupyter Notebook. Go to here, kernel. Go to kernel. Then select environment. Select your environment. Then you can see Python environment.
Please come back again. Where to select the kernel?
Can you see my cursor here?
Yes, I can see it now. Thank you, sir.
Click on it. When you click on it, select Python
environment.
When you select Python environment, what can you see?
Python 3.13, Python
Okay,
3.
so it's okay. So select Python 3.1 whatsoever you have. I have many stuff, but select anything you have.
I've selected.
So can you see something here called base and Python? Everyone, can you see that?
Yes, yes. Base Python 3.13.
So whatever you have is okay. Now, when you select that, then you can be able to create a code. Click here, type A equals to 1, type enter, B equals to 2.
A equals to 1.
Then print A plus B. Everyone do this. Make sure here is Python. You can change it to Python. You can see here when I write this is marked down here. So make sure here is Python. And you select the kernel here, Python. When you do that, click this one. When you click here, what can you see? Maybe it will ask you to install kernel, Python kernel, require Python kernel. If it asks you, install that one. If it asks you to install Python kernel, install Python kernel.
i5 kernel package.
Yeah, install. When it asks you, install.
Okay.
I am sorry, sir, but actually I'm lost, sir.
Where are you lost? Have we installed the Python kernel?
It's installing.
Okay.
Sir, so we need to install the Python kernel from the extension?
No.
It will ask you to install, then you go ahead.
Yes, so when you click on kernel, you go and select Python and whatsoever, and it will ask you to install, select kernel. So for me, because I've already installed kernel and so I have environment that I already set up, you can see everything works for me. I say A equals 1, B equals 2, and print A plus 1, it gives me 3.
Yes.
So mine is just loading. It's not loading any kernel. It's just loading. It's not bringing out anything.
Right.
So my one is sending a command that for you to run, you have to do some command.
Okay. Now, so let's do something. If you have issue, let's all do something. Let's all do something. Open your terminal. Open your terminal.
New terminal, okay.
Has anybody installed the kernel or was able to run this code I gave?
Yes, sir, we installed, but the action that we should run a command before the kernel work properly.
Okay. Has anybody has 3 after he run this one? Has anybody give him 3? Has anyone give it gives him 3 the answer after he run?
The answer is just print A and B. It doesn't give 3.
But A is equals 1. It gives 3. It's supposed to give 3.
It just give print. It doesn't give the response because we don't install that kernel. I guess.
Okay, so let me come back. Let me come back again. Click here where you see the kernel. Select a kernel. I don't want us to create environment now to make you to confuse you. We have what we call creating environment, but I don't want to confuse you now. So Python environment. I have many environments here on my computer. But you what you see, so it's only base, right? Base Python, right?
Well, yeah, when you come and take it out.
Yes, base.
Okay, so the base one you saw, click on it. We will come back to Python, environment stuff later, but select this and go to Python environment. If you have any one of these, whether it is base or whatever, you may have base, I think. Yeah, click on it. Have that. So yeah, so let's move on. If you have any issue, we can sort it out. But now we have many people that have these, yeah, we have some people that have this. So I want to do something, maybe in the next couple of sessions, we will do what we call Conda, creating environment with Conda so that you can have your environment set up. But for now, let's work with this so that we don't actually, make other people confused. Okay. Right. Now, let me copy this code. Go and create another file called python.py and put the file here. Can you see the file? Create python.py and type a equals to 1, b equals to 2, and print a plus 1. Create python.py and type a equals to 1, b equals to 2, print a plus 1. I said create python.py, type a equals 1, b equals to 2, print a plus 1, and then click here. Can you see something like this? Click here. Can you see something? Run Python file, run Python file, run Python file, or right click on it, You can see the file, right click on it and say run, where is that? Yeah, run file in the terminal. Run Python file in the terminal. Click this, run Python file in the terminal. Run Python file in the terminal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are with you, sir. We are there.
Okay.
Sir, it showed me three as the answer.
Yes, that's what we're supposed to see. I don't know why it's not showing from my own end. But let me see. Okay, I have Python file, right? So there are many ways to run Python file. Let me show you one. One is right click and type run Python file in the terminal. You can see it gives me 3, right? So this is how you run Python file. Again, because I'm inside, this is very important. Listen to this one. It's very important. If you are doing something, listen to this. You see, I have shown you how to run Python file. Right click, run Python file. You can see it gives me 3, right? But the one we did in Jupyter Notebook, can you see we saw the file, we write it, we saw the file. So this is how we do data science. We normally do data science in Jupyter Notebook. But you can also run Python file, move into the folder. What is a folder? RAO data science training. I'm inside the RAO data science training, right? And my file, Python file, is inside the folder. So if your file is inside the same folder, you can run it from command. I can say Python. I can say Python, the name of the file. Python, right? Type the name of the file, Python.py, run it. Can you see it give me 3? I run the Python file. These are different ways to run Python file. Don't be confused. We'll come back to them later one by one. But just giving you the idea that you can run Python files a different way. Number one, we run Python file from Jupyter Notebook, right? How did we do that? We said, okay, we click this code, create a code. I say A equals to 1. I type enter, B equals to 2. I type enter, I then say maybe print A plus 1 or A plus 1, right? Then I click this one. No, I have inside the base. Let me change my data science. I have my Then I type this one. You can see I have 3. It comes out, right? That is Jupyter Notebook if you are running inside Jupyter Notebook, right? But what if you are running Python file? If you have Python file, which is .py, you can right click on it and click run Python file in the command in the terminal. You can see that. Or if you are in the same folder where the Python file reside, you can type Python dot name of the file. Python, this is Python, is the one that runs the file. Then you put the name of the file. It gives me, right? This is how we run Python in Jupyter Notebook in VS Code. Is this making sense or is confusing yet?
Yes, it's making sense, sir.
Yeah, if you already have Conda environment while selecting the kernel, just select Conda environment. Yeah, that's also will work. But as I said, maybe in the next class I will show that. I don't want to go on again to. Yep. So what I will say now is, today we have seen how we can use VS Code to run Python file, to install some stuff, right? What I want to show us finally now is how can you clone a repository? Finally, this is very important, and you'll be doing this in your assignment. Just listen to this. This is just last step. After you log in into GitHub, what I want you to do is, I will go now here. Remember, we created a GitHub repository. For example, this GitHub repository called machine learning, right? We created this GitHub repository. This is very important. Listen, please. We created this one yesterday. So I want to clone it. Click here. Can you see clone? I want to clone this repository. Click here.
Sir, we can't see your
I can't see your screen. The screen is not.
Yes, we can't see.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Let me make this one. What about now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, better. Yes.
Okay.
Better.
Okay. So you already create a repository that we gave you assignment, right? So we want to show you how can you clone this repository in VS Code. Now click here. This you are copy clip to click where you clone. Then come to VS Code. Come to VS Code. Go to command palette. Command palette. Can you see my VS Code?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So we can see.
Go to command palette. When you go to command palette, when you go to your command palette, this is your terminal, right? And I inside a folder. What is a folder? RODS training, right? RODS training. We already show how to do that cloning, right? But if you want to clone the repository directly without using command, you can go to your command palette, click, just type the GitHub repository. I think we haven't installed the okay. I think we don't need to install any extension, right? So go to your terminal, go to your command palette, and paste this one, and paste this, paste this link, command palette, git. Can you see git? Type git. Can you see git clone? Can we see git clone? Go to command palette, type git. Can you see git clone?
Yes. Yes, sir, we can see.
Yes.
Okay. When you see git clone, on git clone, click on git and paste the link you saw. Paste the link so you can see clone this repository. Now you can see it is showing me to clone the repository and select the location I want. So I said I want to paste it in git in one of my repository. Now you can see it is now asking me open as a new folder or add it to the workspace. What is the meaning of workspace? Okay. Let me say add it to the workspace, add to workspace. So when I say add to workspace, it means you can see my RODS training folder and you can see the markdown that I clone. You can see you don't need to use that git clone whatsoever. It is already now. You can see this folder that is on our repository. I already clone it. You can see it. You can see that folder, right? Let me go over again. Go to here, command palette, click command palette, click git clone. When you click git clone, paste the link you want to clone. And then when you paste the link, then you say clone from GitHub. Click clone GitHub. When the link here, click on it, it will now open and say select where you want to save on your computer. I already said I want to save in a folder called Git. And now you can see select repository destination where you want to. I say I want to store here. Because you will see different options. Add to workspace. Add to workspace allow you to add it to your current Vscode so that all your folders can see it. But when I say open as a new thing, it will open something as a new stuff. So I said add to my workspace, so I have this in my workspace. So you can see I have these two folders. Yes.
So, sir, please, the URL that we need to copy, is it the one under the code, under our assignment listing or something? Because I couldn't get it.
So this is the repository maybe you already created in your assignment, right?
Yes, sir.
So you click this, click this, click this. This is the link space. Yes. In fact, any repository that you want to clone, this is how you clone it.
Okay.
So this is just an option, alternative of using git clone, git clone and other stuff. So now inside the Vscode, you can just clone repository and add it to your, stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I think today we understand a lot of stuff. Let's stop here so that we will not have, a lot of things. We wanted to show you how we can, do what is called, so for those of you that, were able to get, for example, GitHub Copilot, you'll be able to see, as I said, generate something like this. So this generate, for example, when I write it, I can say, okay, write me a code to calculate square root and tap enter. Okay, so you can see just write a code for you to create a square root, right? So this is something, this nowadays, you will not rely on GitHub, on ChatGPT and other stuff to do coding. You must learn the concept, but it can help you to speed up your learning and also your coding experience. We'll discuss this more in the later session. But what I can say, please, I will upload the recordings, practice what we did today, and for the next week session, we are going to have a different session. Let me. So today we're supposed to do this this session, but now it's already late. Customizing your GitHub profile. We have the recordings here for customizing GitHub profile. Watch it and follow this slide. We will have the session in 1 hour session within the week, not before Saturday next week, to have this session with Lukman. We'll have a 1 hour session to go through this, but if you have time, please go through this one. And before the next week, please reach chapter 1 and 2 of them we already gave you. Because what we'll cover next week, we will start doing Python. It's something regarding chapter 1 and 2. So what is chapter 1 and 2? Getting started and variables and simple data set. In getting started, it's just what we showed today, how you can run Python, for example, how you can Vscode, how do you install different Vscode, how you can install Python. This is something we already did on Mac OS and something like that. You can see that, running Python, how you can do that. This is very self-explanatory book. It will help you to master the stuff before we come to the class. and then we will dive into chapter 2. So read chapter 1 and chapter 2 before next week. You will have better understanding, and also you will ask more meaningful questions. Yeah, ask more meaningful questions. Any question?
Yes, sir, please, my appeal is that please, can you assist us to like paste the link to the book in our Telegram channel so that we can do so.
Okay. So let me come over again for those of you. So the link for the book, if you go to our Ario Data Science, this is Ario Data Science, right? I believe everyone has Ario Data Science, right? This is the link for the, this is the link for the book. When you click here, this is the book. You can click here to download the book. That is all. Alternatively, when you clone this repository, you will have access to everything in your computer. So yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anyone with
Thank
questions?
you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Raise up your hand. Raise up your hand first. No, Nana Juwairia.
All right, sir. My question is the GitHub Copilot. You said not everybody can access it, right?
Yeah, unless if you have money, you can pay $10 per month. But if you are a student, you can apply. I share the link on GitHub for education. If you are a student, you can follow the link. I will share in the chat. You can
All right,
follow.
for somebody that cannot do either of those things, is there any alternative to it?
No, for now, it's not necessary to use GitHub for pilot. It's not necessary. It's not part of our class. We are just showing you something that can benefit you, to help you using AI inside Vscode. But there are other alternatives, but we can discuss further. But I'm just giving student that, a student, they can leverage this alternative.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Ruth. Ruth.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
So my question is, as I was trying to do the git clone on the VS Code, when I typed in git clone, it was showing me the results. So I think you said we need to install one extension. I don't know which extension that is.
What did it say? What did it say?
The git clone, when I copied the link of my markdown repository, when I wanted to paste it in the command line, new ways to type like git clone first. So I didn't see, when I typed git clone, I didn't see, it showed me no result. So I thought maybe I need to install an extension.
No, you don't need any extension, I think, now to do that. Maybe you can try it later. Or you can meet us in our session. So today, okay. So for today, we will meet Nigerian time 8 p.m. Nigerian time 8 p.m. We will have RODS clinic, where we will attempt to people's questions. Tomorrow also we will have meet from Monday to Friday. We'll have every day 8 p.m. We'll meet with anyone with issue to solve your issues with installation or any other thing that you actually don't understand. So also we'll start today 8 p.m. Join us if you are free. Nigerian time 8 p.m. The main purpose is just for people that have questions. So if you have questions, you can join us and we'll be able to solve your problem. Yeah, Muhammad Napiu. Yeah, in this Zoom link, join us in this Zoom link. Muhammad Napiu, you can ask your question.
Yes, unless it is about the last session of work you did about the assignment.
Sorry?
I'm talking about the last session of work we did last and about the assignment.
Right. So the assignment is just for you to create a GitHub repository and to create a Medium blog post. I believe that is for you to train yourself to see how you can do that. From next week, we will show you how to start creating GitHub repository for how you can submit your assignment. We'll have separate session for that. Yeah, so no worries if you haven't done that, but we urge you to do that because you understand our next session. Yeah, so in our next session, we'll show you how you can create final repository that you'll be submitting your assignment. But now, we didn't ask you to create any repository for submitting assignments. Next week, when we do the session, we'll go over to.
Sir?
Yes, Abubakar Namaji.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I want to tell you that, sir, I don't have an access to Telegram channel that I can participate on it.
Why? Are you not on Telegram channel?
Yes.
Oh.
I can participate on it. I can send my link of Medium and GitHub account. I want to send it.
Oh. Okay. So we'll share the channel. Can somebody share the link for the channel? So some people, they don't have,
The link is there in the chat channel. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anyone with question? Muhammad Nafiu.
I'm having a problem accessing the Google group.
Right. Right in the Telegram channel, we'll add you.
You don't have permissions to access or to write anything there. The best thing is that we added you there so that we can be able to send an email. As far as you are receiving an email from Area with Science Academy, you don't have permissions to access anything over there.
I got a mail this afternoon concerning that I couldn't, I'm not part of the group. But my question is, and the reply was that I will not be participating because I'm not part of the group. If my name is not there, it means I'm not going to be part of the session for fellowship for this time around. But I've been receiving mail and the fellowship, congratulations and congratulatory message and everything. I don't know why I'm not part of the group.
Look, everyone with issue, right in the Telegram channel, Abdul Jalil will open another form so that you can submit your details. If you have been not receiving, Abdul Jalil will open the form so that you receive your updated details. Abdul Jalil, please open the form so that we'll move on from this complaint for other people that are yet to do that. So this is the last time we'll open the form for the people who have issues. Please do as soon as possible and we'll close that. Abubakar Namaji, you have questions still?
Yes, sir. Sir, I've joined it, but I can send a message to the Telegram channel.
You cannot send a message?
Yes.
Okay, we'll discuss this later. Alhaji Sesi, any question?
Yes, sir. Regarding the assignment you gave us last, we are asked to create a branch. Then after doing some processes, we can delete it back. So I go through that process. So I don't know how you can able to figure out if I create the branch, then delete it later on. That's what I just want to know, sir.
Yeah, we'll cover that one as well, which is advanced Git. Don't worry, we'll cover that as well. I will go over that. What we show you the basic GitHub, but we added this one for you to explore, to try to see that. If you haven't done so, we'll go through all over the process from the beginning to show you how to do that. So don't worry about that, but we will give you to start finding out yourself. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much. For anyone with question today, we'll see you the same link. We'll see you in the 8 p.m. RODS clinic to answer your questions if you have any. Yeah, so see you today and tomorrow in the next coming days. And next week, Saturday, we'll definitely, inshallah, we'll start doing Python. See you next week. Bye-bye for now.